Good morning, dear participants. Welcome to today's segment of the training that began on Monday. We do hope you'll be having a good time and keeping safe wherever you are. We believe that this ugly situation will surely come to pass, and it will be for the good of all of us. So we welcome you on board this morning on this segment of our training, which will be anchored on effective sales and marketing strategies. Effective sales and marketing strategies. This morning we will be looking at what will enable us put our businesses in the marketplace. What will enable us put our products, our services in the hand of the end users. How and why is what we'll be discussing this morning. And some of our key objectives for today's discussion will be to look at the definition of marketing and the steps in marketing process. We'll be looking at also the difference between marketing and selling. These two words are sometimes used interchangeably. We'll see the few differences between the two. We'll also be looking at elements in selling of your products and marketing mix. We shall be looking at how to improve your selling skills. Also, we shall be looking at the importance of market research and information gathering. And lastly, we'll be looking at putting your market plan into action. These are our objectives this morning. That is not to say that this will cover all that you need to know about marketing. In the light of why we are here, we try to limit ourselves to these few objectives. As you do more reading, more research, you'll get more information on how to properly place your products, your services in the hand of the end users. And so we will continue by looking at few definitions of marketing. We will begin with definitions that have been propounded by authorities and some scholars. Thereafter, we will try to summarize and look at what marketing is in a layman definition. We are going to try as much as possible to make the discussion very simple and light so that every one of us will understand and flow. We appreciate the fact that our level of educational qualifications are not the same, so we will try to use the simplest words and terms to carry everybody along. So one of the first definitions we'll look at this morning is the one by American Marketing Association, which says marketing is the activity, set of institutions and processes for creating, communicating, delivering, and exchanging offerings that have value for customers. This is by American Marketing Association. And we'll also be looking at one by a management scholar called Dr. Philip Kotler. He propounded 29th March 2011 by saying marketing as the science and art of exploring, creating, and delivering value to satisfy the needs of a target customer. We have that of marketing, Chartered Institute of Marketing, which says marketing is the management of process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. They also further says it's a process of getting the right products and services to the right customers at the right place and price, using the right promotions and publicity. I take that again. Marketing is a process of getting the right products and services to the right customer at the right place and price, using the right promotion and publicity. Marketing is targeted at changing the motive of purchase of your target customers. Nothing is more likely to buy than effective direct marketing. Marketing is simply the process of understanding your customer, building and maintaining a profitable relationship. So these are few definitions by scholars, by yes, so simply put, we can say that marketing is all the activities that you have to undertake before putting your products and services in the hand of the end users. Like definitions by the Chartered of Marketing that says it is the process of getting the right products and services to the right customer at the right place and price, using the right promotions and publicity. So the activities here will be identifying the right products and services that meet the need of your target customers. So identifying who are your customers and where are they? And also the pricing of your products is dependent on the value of the product. And what are the promotions and the publicity activities that are involved in getting the product to the customers? So all of this put together is what we call marketing. And there can't be marketing if there's no market. There can't be marketing if there's no market. And so before we make progress, we'd like to know what is a market, or what is a market? What is a market? Market is a place where the buyer and the seller meet to physically exchange goods and services for a fee or for a price. Market is a place where the buyer and the seller meet to exchange goods and services. So when a market is created, then the buyer and the sellers meet. The seller mostly is the one that does the marketing. Is the one that does the marketing. Whatever the seller does to put the goods and products in the hands of the customer is marketing. And so market is a place, a physical place, whereas marketing is a process, it's activity. Yeah, yeah, sales.
This one, right?
No,
Down.
no, go back. Yeah.
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 Okay. We sincerely apologize for the interception due to some technical issues. We do hope that we'll have a sweet sale this morning. So we are being to establish what a market is and a few definitions of marketing. We want to look at sales. We said in one of our objectives that we're going to look at the difference between marketing and sales. There are two different words, but oftentimes they are being used interchangeably, which is not right. And so for a prospective marketer, you will be after today, you should know the difference between the two and use them rightly to achieve your objectives in business. And so sales can be defined as the exchange of goods for money or compensation. Sales is satisfying the customer's need or want. So while marketing is a process or the activities that leads to putting your product and services in the hand of your customer, sales is the actual, the physical exchange of the goods and services for money or for fees. Sales is you satisfying the customer's needs or wants. Sales is the practical transfer of the goods and services from the buyer to the seller. Why marketing is all the activities that is involved in helping sales to take place. These are the two things. So marketing is more or less like, a theoretic aspect of you trying to place your goods in, theoretical knowledge of you trying to place your goods in the hands of the customer. Whereas sales is the physical, the practical, exchange of the goods and services, to the customers. Sales is the implementation of all the marketing processes, all the marketing activities that will make you present your goods and services in the hand of the customers. And this is for a fee or a compensation. So sales is actually the pitched part of marketing concerned with persuading customers to buy the product or services of an organization. So sales is an integral part of marketing, or we can say it's a subset, it's part of marketing. It's part of an integral part of marketing. Sales is the actual persuasion of customers to buy the goods. All the machineries have been put in place by marketing. Then sales implement, sales drives, sales persuade the customers to buy the products and services. It is sales that brings marketing in contact with, direct contact with the end user, the buyer. Sales compared to marketing. So we would like to see in practical terms of what the differences are between marketing and sales. Like I said earlier, marketing studies customers' needs and wants in a defined market segment. Why sales make the exchange happen. Marketing does the study of what customers' needs and wants are in a defined market segment. When that is done, then sales carries the goods and products to that market segment and does the actual exchange, for a fee. Marketing measures company image and customer satisfaction on a continuous basis. That's what marketing does. Marketing review, how customers look at the company and how satisfying customers are on a continuous basis. They do that, with different kind of strategies. Whereas sales try to give the customer the best solution. Why marketing is on the drawing board, trying to figure out, the perspective of customers' look on the product. Sales will go do everything to make sure that it provides solution. It's not waiting for the paperwork of the marketing department, but it goes ahead to provide immediate and instant solution to a particular problem or need of the customer. Marketing develop communication strategy feedbacks. Marketing puts in place, strategies where they can get inputs from the buyers time and again. Like, communication is key. It's very, very vital in every organization and every business. As a matter of fact, communication is the central nerve, lifewire of many organizations or many institutions. And so there cannot be communication without feedback. So one of the things that marketing does is to make sure that it puts feedback mechanism whereby the customer's inputs can be recognized and attended to promptly. Whereas sales provide direct communication with the customer. Why marketing is waiting for maybe a postal response or internet response, feedback. Salesperson received direct feedback on the field, in the market, there and there, of customers' perspective about the product or services. Marketing develops winning offers for each target customers or market, whereas sales serve the same customers for a long period of time. So these are basically the differences between sales and marketing. There could be other ones. In the course of your research, you will see more differences between the two. But this morning, we suffice to say that they are not the same. They are two different words, and they have two different meanings, and they are used at different times to where in the market. So we want to make progress by looking at the piece of marketing. The piece of marketing, which is popularly called the marketing mix. PS means there are so many P's in marketing. P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. That's why we call it PS. And it's popularly called the marketing mix. So all that we'll be talking about marketing this morning is centers on this piece. What are these pieces and how do they affect marketing and sales? That is what we're looking at from here. So the first P of marketing is product. You can't talk of marketing or a market without products. Product is that item that will satisfy the need or wants of a customer.
All right.
Will I continue to apologize?
Yes.
So we're talking about the place, which is the market, where the product is being presented. And the third P is price. Price is a determining factor for a customer to acquire the product or take the product home, or for the product to satisfy the needs of the customer. Then we have distribution. Distribution is the process or the activity that takes the product from the place of manufacture to the end users. And we have another P called the promotion and communication. Promotion and communication. This is educating the customers on your wares and creating an awareness, bringing to the knowledge of the customers your goods, your services. And then we have the last P here, the process. Process is the roots, all that you have to go through to ensure that the goods and services get to the right customer, the right place, and the right fit. So looking at products in a much broader sense, we would like to say that your products must meet a defined need. You don't wake up one morning and carry an item to the marketplace, and expect to sell, And so for you to have a product is a calculated attempt to understand the need of your environment, the need of your targeted customers, and present a product that will meet that need is very vital and crucial. You don't wake up one morning and say, oh, because Mr. John is doing sachet water business, I will also want to. No. Even if you are going to do the same thing, it mustn't come in the same form. There should be something that will give you an edge over Mr. John's sachet water business, which you want to do. We must also establish a demand for that product. Don't forget, there are two forces that drive every market. These forces are the forces of demand and supply. If you established a demand for your product through market, then the onus becomes on you to see how you can meet the demand with supply. And so you must do a market testing to establish that there's a demand for that product that you are planning to place in the marketplace. And then your product must have what we call USP. USP is unique selling proposition. Unique selling proposition, USP, are the clear benefits and features that differentiate your product from competitors. your USB can change as business evolves. Just like I said earlier, most times whatever business or product you are contemplating on bringing to the marketplace might not necessarily be new in the marketplace. Somebody somewhere is doing the same thing. And what will give you an edge over the other person selling the same product is your unique selling proportion. Those special features and benefits makes you stay on the cutting edge of your business.
Can you step up products?
I'm going to the next one. Do this.
I see where. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So next in the line of the piece or the marketing mix is distribution. Distribution is how to move your products, especially from your factory, your warehouse to the end user. And this takes a process, it takes stages. Sometimes you have the activities of the middlemen in between. Sometimes it could be direct supply to your end users. But whichever way you do your distribution, there are fundamental things that you must do or know. One is how and where product is sold to the customers. You must know how and where. The how could be, are you going to use wholesalers, retailers, sales agents, okay, or you are selling direct to the end users? That is the how. And where the product is to be sold, the marketplace. The marketplace, like we said, or we shall be seen in later parts of discussion, it's not possible for you to serve the whole world, with your products. And so it behoves that you are going to segment your market and have target customers to serve one at a time. That will make you effective in your marketing. And so in distribution, we must know how. Is it by direct supply, direct moving of your product to your customers, end users, or you are going to use the activities of the middlemen? And where is the marketplace? You must break down your market into a serviceable, identifiable, locations so you can effectively reach them. Then we also want to look at the location where the sales are made. The locations where the sales are made is very important. How accessible, is the place? What facilities do they have? And how do you communicate with them? The location is very vital. It determines, so many other factors that comes in place. Then we also have the activities of the intermediates, like I said later, such as the wholesalers, retailers, sales agents. These are, the how that you can reach your customers or the end users. Then we have another P called the price. Price is key in marketing. Without price, you must well be like a Father Christmas who produce an items and giving out to people for free, and they take and go home and thank you. But price is the sacrifice, the pain that the buyer goes through to take the products home. Price It's what gives the seller the joy, the happiness for being in business. Price is the value on the product which the buyer is paying for. And so price is very crucial in marketing. And these are the features or the features, rather, what that the price carry. What is price meant to generate, meant to the buyer or to the seller? So we said price generates income, more importantly, profit. All other elements of marketing mix incur cost. It's only price that does not. And price understand the relationship between cost, price, and profit. With pricing, you'll be able to know what's the cost of production, how much you sell, and what profit are you making on your product. And so, like, price is key. And furthermore, to look at the relationship between cost, price, and profit, you can see in the diagram below that cost is what it takes to produce an item in terms of the time, materials, and overhead cost. All of this put together brings out the product ready for the end users. And then price is what you can charge in the marketplace based on the value and cost. So when you put the cost of production together, vis-a-vis the value of the product, then you will now fix a price, which after the sales at that price, you should be able to recover your cost and value and then have something extra, which is called profit. And mind you, like I said earlier, you are not the only one in the market. You're not the only one doing that particular business. And so in your market testing or market survey or market information gathering, you should be able to establish what is the price of the similar product in the market. I am not saying that you will fix your price the same, with your competitors or with the same product in the market, but it will be a guide because values might not be the same. There are so many things that determines the price of a product. But however, you wouldn't want to charge a price of a product that has the similar products in the market with a particular price and throw yourself out of the market or lose market shares. So you must balance these things. In as much as you are looking at the value of your product, it's also very important you consider the position of your competitors. Because sometimes customers' behavior, customers' character differs. Some people might not be interested in the value. They just want water. Let's say, for example, a sachet water or a bottled water. But some people are interested in the quality, packaging, and the taste of water. So if yours meet these needs, of course, your price cannot be the same with the other person, but they shouldn't be far apart. So cost, price, then profit. Then another P is promotion. Promotion. This is simply creating an awareness, educating your target customer or end users on your product or services. Things to consider in promotion is who your customers are, how best to reach them through communication. Very, very important. In promotion, you must establish who your customers are. As a matter of fact, who your customers are is the first thing you will ever think of when you're going to marketing. Because who your customers are determines tells you what their needs are and how to satisfy those needs. So from the beginning, you must know who your customers are and what their needs are. And then when the needs are ready, or the need is ready, the next thing is bringing it to the knowledge of the customers. When you are doing your homework of studying the customers and their needs and bringing out the needs, they may not know. So until the product is ready, or you are ready to satisfy the need, then you can bring it to their knowledge. And when you have identified them and where they are, then the next question is how best to reach them. How best to reach them. There are so many channels of communications today. You can read them through radio adverts, newspaper adverts, through the internet, through telephone calls, through mailing, and all of that. So these are channels of communication that you can reach your customers that you have identified. Then in promotion, you can also segment your market. Market segmentation is dividing the overall market into smaller sub-markets made up of people with same needs. This helps you to target them in the right way. I said this earlier that for you to be effective, one of the strategies that you need is market segmentation. The market is universal, is so large, so big that an attempt to satisfy the whole customer at the same time is effort in futility. And so it behoves on you that you take a particular market at a time, break the whole market into segments so that you can reach a particular market effectively, one after the other. In that way, you will summarily capture a bigger market share for your products. Talking about promotion, we have, and then sub-markets. We are going to look at the following. You can use the following to profile and divide your consumer markets. When we talk about breaking the market into sub-markets, you can use, characteristics like the behavior of the customers, their character, and their social economic factors. And doing that, like for the behavior, you look at the usage, how do the customer, how is their behavior in using the product, how frequent, how often, what's their impressions, how convenient is it for them to use the product. Then you look at the character of the customers, their lifestyles, personality, trend later, followers, and their social economic factors. What is their profession, income, location? Are they middle class, low class or higher class of people? What's their buying patterns? How loyal, what age and gender? These are the criteria that you will need, or characteristics for you to be able to segment your market, break your market into sub-sets for you to effectively manage them. And in the sub-market, or when segmenting your business market, you can also look at the company size. For instance, Coca-Cola is not the same size with maybe what do you call it, 7-Up company. They're two different companies in size, and the way Coca-Cola will segment their market might be different from how 7-Up will do their market segmentation. So the size of your company will determine, how you segment the market. And of course, the industry type. We have a food and beverage industry. We have a oil and gas industry, and all of that. So the type of industry will also determine how you will segment your market. And then the location of your market, which is very, very key, because your location determines the facilities that you have there, the accessibility, to the market and all of that. So these are very, very important, considerations when you are segmenting your market. Then we want to look at the market proper. When we started earlier, I tried to define marketplace, and I said market is a physical place where people gather to facilitate exchange of goods and services. And the parties that are basically involved, in this exchange process are the buyers and the sellers. When the buyers and the sellers meet in a particular place, it could be like a market square, it could be your supermarket, it could be online trading, online marketing, it could be on the internet, So wherever a transaction of exchange of goods and services takes place for a fee, it's called the market. And so we have about 4 types of markets under consideration this morning, or in this our discussion. There may be other types of market, but for the purpose of this our discussion, we limit ourselves to these 4 types of market. And the first one is potential market. Potential market. These are buyers, or the market where the seller and the buyers meet, a larger population. You are looking at probably the universe, as your targeted market. So all the buyers there are called potential buyers. And the sellers, of course, are all potential sellers. When they come together, they will call them potential markets. Those in the total population who have interest in acquiring the product, or who are also interested in selling their products. Then we also have what we call the available market. The available market. Those in the potential market who have enough money to buy the product. Most buyers in the potential market are window shoppers. They go to do what you call window shopping. They're interested, but they don't have what it takes for them to acquire the product. That's why we call them prospective buyers or potential market. Whereas in available market, the picture is becoming narrower to those who have what it takes to buy the product. They are ready, not just being interested. Then we have what we call qualified available market. Qualified available market. These are those in the available market who legally are permitted to buy the product. There are so many products in the market that not everyone is qualified to buy. For instance, if you want to buy arms and ammunition in Nigeria today, you must obtain the permit of the law enforcement agencies. Also, there are some particular products that you might want to buy from a particular country. If your country, your home country, does not have a bilateral or good trade relationship with that country, the necessary agents in Nigeria in your home country may not give you the permit to bring in such products into your home country marketplace. And so you must be qualified. You must have the legal permit to bring certain products and services into the marketplace. So for those who have such legal permission or permits, we call them qualified available market. Then we have target market. Target market is that market that you are ready to serve. They are the ones that are available and qualified. You know, you can look at the available market and the qualified available market that you have segmented and you are ready to serve at a particular point. Remember I said target market enables you to effectively satisfy your customers one at a time. You know, you are not just like a jack of all trades, and then the day you become master of none. You want to serve all the market. That means you want to serve the universal market, at the end of the day you are serving nobody. That is not marketing. And the essence of this course is for us to do marketing effectively. And one of the ways that we can do that effectively is to always see the smaller picture of the market. It's the smaller picture of the market, to begin by satisfying that before you talk of a larger market. That way, you will cover a bigger market share in no distant time. And so we will look at market segmentation in a more broader picture. Like I said earlier, the market is big, quite big, that you attempt for you to satisfy the universal market is an effort in futility. Therefore, we suggest one of the effective way to do marketing and sales is through market segmentation. And what is market segmentation? Market segmentation Okay. And so to effectively do your marketing activities, market segmentation cannot be overemphasized. It's very, very important. And market segmentation should be such that you can define, assess, and is actionable and profitable. If that is not your aim, then you are not doing market segmentation. Market segmentation is very, very key. it helps you to save time, cost, and efforts. Helps you to save time, cost, and efforts. And that way you can effectively manage your marketplace. You want to look at marketing vis-a-vis promotional tools. Now, getting your products noticed. That is what promotional tools is all about. Getting your products noticed. Not every method will work for your business. Not every method will work for your business. And the method can change as the business develops or grows. However, you must be clear on the following. You must be clear on the following. And that's what marketing does. Marketing reviews its activities on continuous basis so that it can re-strategize when changes are noticed in the marketplace. As businesses grows and evolves, changes are inevitable. And so your sensitivities to those changes and react immediately to the market helps you to grow and make the best of the market. And so, talking about promotional tools in marketing, what are the things to consider? What message do you want to communicate? It's very important. Your message is your product. Your message is your product. If you cannot talk about your product, then you don't have any message. It's not making noise, it's not talking, but what message are you carrying? It's very key. If all your drumming, all your singing and all of that, you are able to communicate the message, which is your product, what you have to offer to the people, the benefit, the features, then you are not saying anything. Then you also need to consider who are your audience. Who are your audience? Who are your audience? And that's where market segmentations come. Okay? You need to segment your market in such a way that you can effectively communicate to the illiterates and the literates. You can effectively reach out to the people in the urban areas and in the rural areas. So who are your audience determines the message or the channel of communications of your message to your audience. Then what is the best way to communicate with them? Like I said, there are several channels of communication. When your audience are established, when your target is the rural area, you know the kind of choice of your language, the channels to use. Like, not everybody can afford the bill of radio jingle. So if you cannot, even in as much as Radio Nigeria, for instance, cover almost the nook and cranny of this country, not every business can afford a radio jingle. So how else can you reach the rural people with your message, which means, and that's where sales promotion activities, come to place. Then what budget do I have? When you want to embark, when you have identified your message, your audience, channel of communication, what is your budget? You must consider your budget. Your budget is your cost. What is it going to cost you to embark upon the chosen channel of communication? Because if you are a small business, trying to find your feet on ground, you are not the same as, or you will not use the same budget for communication of your message like a Coca-Cola company will do. Coca-Cola's company and other multinational companies, they budget billions, if not trillions, in dollars every year to communicate their product, either change of product or introduction of new line of productions to their business, And so you who is here trying to do a sachet water business or a bakery or confectionery business cannot be able to have such budgets like the multinationals. So, in business, you must bear in mind that you will do everything to minimize cost. You minimize cost, and try to maximize profit. It's a very key, message for every business person. So you must have a budget that is not bogus, that will not eat into your profit, that will make you price your product reasonably to sell. And also, in promotional tools, you want to measure what measure will you use to know if you have been successful. We are talking about feedback mechanism. This is about feedback mechanism. Communication is not communication until there's a feedback. So you must put feedback in place so that your end users, your target customers can get back to you, their feelings, about your product, whether they are satisfied, whether the product meets their needs. There must be a channel, there must be a way of getting back to you. In that way, you will know whether you are successful or not. We have 6 main tools for promotion in business or in marketing. And number 1 is public relation. Public relation is about creating and maintaining an image for your business or product. That is the essence of its value and integrity. And that forms your reputation. As a matter of fact, most organizations have this public relation as a department. And maybe for you that you are just starting, a startup entrepreneur, you can get a personnel, one of your personnel who is an expert to handle this section, okay? Or you can employ a consultant. What they do is they create an awareness, and then they maintain it. They maintain it of your products and your company. They so brand you, so paint you, so present a picture in the marketplace of who you are. Your core values, your integrity, your reputation. This is their job. They are professionals. So it's a promotional tools that sell, business, both small and big size companies. And so it's a very important tools, public relations. And then we also have another tool called advertisement. Advertisement is the open, display or creating an awareness of your products and services. And there are 3 main reasons for doing that. Number 1 is to create awareness among target audience. Number 2 is to persuade your customers to buy your product by promoting the benefits. You see a lot of marketers or salespersons, they will even go with demo pack. They will do demonstration for you, and you can see results there and there. The efficacy of the product, the benefits, the features that the product carries. And some customers who have no choice but to be persuaded to buy there and there. They do what we call persuasive advertisement. And that's advertisement persuade customers to buy product, even against their wish sometimes. And then, of course, it keeps up company profile. When your product is being accepted, people are seeing the benefit of products, your company profile is being enhanced. Then we have internet and online marketing. internet and online marketing. As you are aware, the world has become a global village. There's no doubt about that. You know, and so many marketings are being done online today. You can stay in Nigeria, order for goods from China, from Holland, without even seeing the manufacturers of the products. You know, that is what the world has become today. And so, in the same way, you can also create an awareness of the products, on the internet and other online activities. So much publicity and promotions are going on the internet. So you can put your business online for the world to see. You know. And so you also can have a well-designed and managed website for your company, and it's also a way to reach the world. When people can open to your website and look at all your activities, you know, you can be rich without necessarily seeing you or meeting you or coming to your factory site. So we have a whole lot of the social media platforms like the LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and all of that. Then we also have what we call direct marketing, some other promotional tools. This is, coming face to face contact with the buyer. You know, Sometimes it can be through direct mailing, email marketing, telemarketing, and this work most times with the existing customer that you have established already, know their addresses and all of that. So it's easier to send a mail to them, it's easier to use the postal services to reach out to them. And others could be through telephone calls and telegram and fast messages. You can reach your customers through all of this. Furthermore, we also have sales promotion. Sales promotion, oftentimes you see some of these multinationals driving to the marketplace with their vehicles, drumming and playing music, drawing attention, so people demonstrating and wooing them to buy their product, persuading them to buy their product. Usually this is for a short period of time. It's not a long time tools of sales. But once in a while it's done, to draw attention and to increase the sales volume. After a period of time, So we're looking at tools of promotions. We're sorry for the break in transmission. Very, very sorry. It's the technical issues we are facing here. We hope that the network will continue to behave. So sorry. So last on the 6 main tools of promotion in marketing is personal selling. Personal selling. This enables you to listen to prospective and existing customers, their needs, and allows you to convey the ethos and values of your businesses. This personal interaction also offers valuable opportunities to get first-hand feedback on your products and your customers or your competition. So this is similar to sales promotion, but it's more direct, more customer seller involvement than the sales. This one you are not just talking from far, but you are very close with the customers, and both those prospecting and those existing customers. It affords the opportunity to know their pains, their aspirations, and how to satisfy them appropriately. And also it affords the opportunity to get first-hand feedback on your product and on your competition. Like I said, and I keep saying, whatever business you are embarking on, there are competition. You are not the only one into that business. And so you need to know about your competition. You need to know who are your competitors. And you can know this from your customers. Sometimes you go, you see the similar product from same product from another company in their collections, and they will tell you one or two things that prompted them to procure such company. So if you want product loyalty, if you want to have an edge over your competitor, then listen to your customers and probably improve on your own by increasing the value of your products. That way you can compete favorably, with your competitors in the marketplace. So marketing means, like we said earlier, product pricing, promotion, distribution, plays, your ability to blend all of this together, with the target of your target customers, makes your marketing effective. You must be able to uniquely blend this mix together. We also have expanded marketing mix, like the people, the process, and physical environment. So the people talks about customer service, process, how to handle customers' complaint, and physical environment is the business premises, and the likes. All of this helps you to effectively present your products in the hands of your target customers or target market. The people are the buyers, they are your customers. They must be satisfied. You must listen to their complaint and handle their complaint, appropriately. And then your business environment must be inviting, must be attractive. If you go to the banks, the banking halls or the banking premises, you can understand better what I'm saying. You ask me what product are they selling? But bank sales, they are selling a lot of products. You know how many banks are here in Nigeria? Every day, the people want to go to where they can have quick, and less cost services. So if Zenith is too expensive or too whatever, or shabby environment, they go to just GTB. or First Bank, or other places. You know. So the people determines your business to a large extent. The process, how you attend to the customer, how you handle their complaint, is very key in your business environment. Then we want to look at the process. What are the marketing processes? Number one, we must understand customers' needs and wants. This is primary and basic. It's very, very fundamental. If you don't understand the needs and wants of customers, you have no business going to market. Then number two, you have to design customer-driven market strategy. You have to design a program, a strategy that you can drive the process effectively. Customers can be carried along. Customers can have benefit for their money. Then you construct a marketing program. Like I said, you cannot continue to use one strategy, one style of marketing continuously. As the business evolves and develops, it's pertinent that you construct a market program that will meet, the changes, the development, the growth of your business. Then we also will look at building a profitable relationship. Building a profitable relationship. Every business must be mutually benefiting. And so building a profitable relationship means a win-win situation. While you are making your profit, the customer must be satisfied. The customer must be happy with your product. Don't make profit at the expense at the expense of the pain of your customers or the unsatisfaction of your customer. That is not right. Building a profitable relationship means your customer should be happy, you also should be happy, with your profit home and all of that. And lastly, we look at captured value from customers. This has to do with the feedbacks that you receive from your customers. So in a broader sense, process number one, understand customers' needs and wants. What are customers' needs? Customers' needs are that things that they cannot do without now. And then wants can be something they will need in the future. These are the two difference between needs and wants. The customer has need of food. The customer has need of shelter. The customer has need of clothing. Okay? But the customer wants a PhD degree. The customer wants a loan. The customer wants, something that is futuristic. And so, two things to consider in understanding your customers' needs and wants are research customers and the marketplace. You must research your environment. Who are the people living around you? Is there an existing market? If not, then as you prepare to meet the needs of the needs and the wants of your customers, you are also designing or preparing for a marketplace. And then also, we'll need to consider manage marketing information and customer data. As you are researching on customers, you are gathering data already, gathering information. This information needs to be managed. To be able to analyze and interpret, to come to a conclusion on what the customer's needs and wants are. So these are the things that are involved in marketing process one. Then market process two, we have designed a customer-driven marketing strategy. Design a customer-driven marketing strategy. And it involves you, number one, select customers to be served. you cannot serve the whole customer at once because you don't have all the time, you don't have all the cost. You know what I'm saying? And so to effectively design a customer-driven market strategy, you must segment the market and target your customers. Market segmentation and targeting is key. Then you also have to look at value proposition, differentiation, and positioning. Then talking about market process 3, construct a marketing program that delivers value. A marketing program that delivers value. What the customer is interested in is value. They are paying for the value. And so whatever program that you will design should be such that will deliver value. And in doing that, we recommend that you have what we call product and service design. Build a strong brand. And like I said, if you are a startup business, there are professionals, there are marketing firms, marketing companies that are experts in doing this. You can engage their services, for a fee. They will come, design your products, services, then brand them, or build a strong brand, that will compete favorably in any market. Then in also trying to create a marketing program that delivers value, you consider price. We have different types of price. You must know the price that is appropriate for your particular target market. And price generally must create real value. Let the customer receive satisfaction for the money they are parting with. That is real value. And then also the place, like I said earlier, the forces of marketing or the forces of any market is demand and supply. So you must be able to balance this. When the demand, is equal to the supply, that's a break-even situation. But if otherwise, it forces the price down or upwards. So you must be able to manage demand and supply such that, you won't have to be forced out of the market, because of there's so much supply and the demand is not there. Then your promotional activities can also be of a great help here. You create the value for promotion, for proposition. Your promotional activities. We talk so much about promotional activities or tools to use. All of this, can bring to the knowledge of the customer some of the features, the values, and the benefits of your products. Building profitable relationship. Like I said, business relationship or marketing relationship should be a win-win situation. Should be mutually benefiting. So your interest should not be in profit alone. You should have at the back of your mind customer satisfaction. Let your customer be satisfied. And in doing that, we call for effective customer relationship management. You must have effective customer relationship management, especially with the existing customers. Don't be in a hurry to make new customers and forget the existing one. Don't forget they made you. They are the reason why you're in the market. So in as much as you want to increase your market share by looking at prospective marketing or market, don't forget where you are coming from. Don't forget the stone from when you were hewn. Always remember where you are coming from. Also, in building profitable relationship, we can also look at product relationship management. You know, who are your suppliers? Who are your suppliers? Who are your middlemen? You know, if you don't carefully select this one, they can make and mar your business. If you're not doing supply, if you're not in direct relationship with your customers, then whoever your suppliers are, you must know them and they must represent your interests, the interest of the company. Then capturing value from customer in return. You know, this is getting a feedback from your customer, and when the customers are satisfied, they don't mind how much they will pay for a particular product when they are getting the value they want or that is needed. And by so doing, you will generate revenue and profit, that is value from customers. You have created loyal, satisfied customers and increase market shares. So these are the values that you will get a return, for your customers. That is when you do the needful. All right, so we look at another segment of this discussion this morning, which is importance of market research. Along the line, when we're discussing at the other side, we looked at market research and information gathering. Market research and information gathering. This is very, very key in marketing and to every business. Business is an ongoing, it's a going concern, and it is meant to develop, it's meant to grow. And so you can't remain at one spot, or you can't remain on the same page forever. And so as the dynamism and the complexity of the market evolves, you have to also re-strategize, and reposition yourself to meet the contemporary situation in the market. And so market research cannot be overemphasized. It's very important, very fundamental in marketing business. And so we want to look at applications of market research. Why do we need market research? How are they being applied? Like I said, market research are information that you gather about the market. You analyze them, you interpret them, and you use them. So the usage, the application is number one in decision making and validation. You use them to make decisions, on key issues arising in the market. Especially if it has to do with change of line of business or line of production. If it's upgrade, having in mind the activities of your competitors. Because a lot will be discovered in market research about your products. Is in market strategy and planning. You are meant to strategize and re-strategize. It's just like I said, as the business evolves, as it grows, and there are so many discoveries about the dynamism and the complexity in the market, you need to re-strategize. And then planning. Planning is fundamental. Planning is one of the strategic job of top management in an organization. If you don't plan, then you plan to fail. If you're not planning, then you plan to fail. So you must, to remain at the cutting edge of your business, you must constantly be planning and reviewing your plans. Oh, yeah. All right. I hope we are making sense in the discussion so far. There will be a time for questions and inputs at the end of the class. But if we are not communicating as we are supposed to, you can frequently send us red flag so that we can adjust. So I was talking about areas that we can apply market research, market information gathering. We talked about decision-making, market strategy and planning, cost-benefit analysis. And we're looking at product and process development when the network went off. And so, products development, I was talking about, if you have need to change line of production, the process, all of that can be done through the information gathering from the marketplace. Then your issues can be analyzed, if there are issues through market research, data are being collected, filtered, and analyzed, decisions are taken, results are obtained. Then we can also find new opportunities. In the course of market research, we can find new opportunities. That's talking about, new line of production that you can take advantage of. Then we have focus effort, monitoring performance. All of this can be where market research can be applied. Just like any other discipline that is not without a challenge, accessing market information can be a curious task. And so we'll say this so that you can have it at the back of your mind if you want to embark on market research or information gathering. There are challenges that you will face. And when you know the challenges before you begin, I think you are halfway in solving your problem, because you take some precautionary measures to be able to achieve your objectives. And so when you are embarking on market research or trying to assess market information, you have what we call information overload. Information overload. You have so much information that you get confused at the end of the day, which to use, which is relevant. And so at that point, you just need to be focused, have your objectives, what you are looking for, and filter as much as possible and pick the relevant one for your use. Then we also have a challenge of poor internet access. You will bear with me that since we started the class this morning, we have gone off line, time without number. And that's exactly what we are saying. And so we're not there yet, but someday we'll be there, And so you must prepare your mind for poor internet access. Sometimes you may not even have network completely, and you'll be so frustrated and want to give up. But be focused, don't give up. It is for a while. If you persist, you get back on track and get all the information that you want. Sometimes there might be lack of availability of information or the cost of accessing information, something else. Also, you have lack of training and skills of people that are supposed to give information and all of that. So these are challenges that you will face when you are trying to access market information. We also have lack of awareness of local institutions that provide market information. We have some institutions like Federal Ministry of Trade and Commerce, is an institution where you can get marketing information. We have a Nigerian Export-Import Bank. Nexin, we have a Nigerian Investment Promotion Council, and a whole lot of those institutions. Many entrepreneurs are not aware of these institutions, but we are telling you on this platform that these are the information that you can get, such information. And sometimes when you go for these informations, the people that are supposed to give information may be biased and discriminatory, but you have to cope with that. Yes, you have to cope with that, by trying to ensure that you get the information you want, and that you are not being discriminated. You don't allow their biasness to inform your judgment. Then we have limited resources. It costs money to visit marketplace, to go for trade shows and research and all of that. And like the resources are always very limited and scarce. And we talked about minimizing cost. So you have that challenge, but that notwithstanding, within the scope of your resources, you can do something barely minimum, that will help you to get some information that you need. Then we have basically two types of information gathering sources of our information. We have secondary data source and primary data source. These are sources of our information gathering. Talking about secondary data, they are basically information that you get from outside your company. They are external information from, number one, the government. What is the economic policy, the monetary and fiscal policy of the government for the current year? And then also, we have business and trade associations, like Chamber of Commerce Chamber of Commerce, and other trade associations, where they carry exhibitions and trade shows and that. They have information that can be useful to you and the marketing of your business. We also have trade magazines and newspapers, Financial Times and all of that. Informations are so much about businesses, daily, weekly, and all of that. We have financial institutions like the banks, the stockbrokers, the Chartered Institute of Accountants, Chartered Institute of Taxations, and a whole lot of institutions, professional, financial, that we can get informations. Like we also have national trade publication. There's maybe national publications. We have additional sources like business libraries, trade directorates, professional institutes like I mentioned, ICANN and stockbrokers, other associations in life. All the information that you gather from such places concerning your business or marketing are termed as secondary data collection. Then we have a primary data collection. This one is basically within the company, your activities vis-a-vis your products and your end users. These are basically where you get your primary research data collection. And in primary research data collection, we look at quantitative research market data. Quantitative market data. This one has a wider range, like the population side, the demographic patterns, the national production volumes, export sales, individual level. As every respondent asks same series of questions. Best known techniques: market research survey, quantitative survey, post self-completion, face-to-face, telephone, email, web, questionnaires. So these are the quantitative techniques of obtaining market research. Then we will look at qualitative research. This one examines people's feelings and attitude towards a product. What motivates them? This is how you get information for your market research via qualitative research. And this has to do with discussion guide used to explore various issues in depth. No fixed set of questions. Usually it's face-to-face. Best known technique, market research focus group 6 to 10 targeted respondents. And you have a research group that's anchored on that. So you ask varieties of questions concerning your product and their feelings, and get to know what motivates them. Then we have online sources of information gathering. This is subjects and sites of interest. When you go online, you look for the subjects that concerns you, that interest you, and then the market data, the country data, the foreign trade reference material, trade and industry publications, company websites. All of these are online, and through them you can get various informations on the subjects and areas of your interest. Then you can further get market information collection techniques, through your competitor links and blogs and etc., etc. Primary research techniques, we can use observation, interview, surveys, and questionnaires. Like I told you, this is information you gather within the organizations and your customers. So by observing, the customers or the activities of your company, by interviewing, by just taking a survey, and then the questionnaires, you can gather the required information. What are the challenges of research data? Number one, secondary research data should generally be complemented with a primary feed study. That is, the information that are gotten externally are not enough for you to take some fundamental decision concerning your product or your company. It has to be complemented by a primary feed work. So if you want to get an effective result, or if you want to have an enduring information that will be profiting, you need to combine secondary research information with primary study field. Then there are constraints of research, secondary research. There are serious constraints, because you discover that there are basically external informations that might not be workable in your own organization. So each organization is peculiar, and so you must be careful with the kind of information we get from external source, or be careful with exporting or importing external source of information to our company. Then we have another challenge of absence of specific information due to information biasness or discrimination. So specific information are not gotten, and it's a challenge to research data. Another challenge could be difficulty in identifying the relevant secondary information. You read some of this information on paper, but in actual fact, in reality, they are not obtainable, and it's a challenge. Then protected information, there are information that are protected, either PDF or in some offices they call it classified, secret, and all of that. So it's a constraint, it's a challenge. Then We also have availability and usability. We have contradictory information. Most informations, all sorts of information are not updated. And cross-national comparison. When you compare some of this information, there's no basis. And this is not too good for conclusion of your research work. And so all of these challenges are meant to help us, guide us, devise alternative routes to have enduring, profiting information gathering. Setting objectives. What are the objectives that you are set to achieve in your research work on marketing, on market? How does a company decide what information to collect? What will the research be used for? How should the company respond? These are things that you sit down and establish before you embark on any research work. There will be a guide as you go along the line. What do you know about your customer? What do you know about your customer? These are some of the questions that providing answer for them, you garner some information that will be very, very useful. So in trying to know your customers, you establish who they are, okay, who they are. Are they in the management team? Are they decision makers? Are they technicians? Are they salesmen? Your customers are the owners of the business. The owners of the business, not personnel, not employees of the organizations. You must insist to discuss with the representative of the owner that can take decision on behalf of the owner of the business. Then you know your customers, what through their needs and wants. When you know what they want, their needs are, you'll be able to solve them accordingly. And then you also know your customer through what motivates them to buy. What motivates them to buy. You can know this through your persuasive advertisement. What you tell them, what they see, or the benefits and features of your product can be measured as the motivating factors to their buying or their loyalty to your product. Then value perception. What is their value equation? You must establish that in trying to know your customers. Then who is your competition? Like I said, I can say very few businesses are new today. There's hardly a business, that is not in existence. The difference is people are doing the same thing different ways. Okay. People are doing things the same thing in a different way and trying to outsmart each other, trying to be better than each other, trying to have an edge, have advantage over others. Okay. And that's where competition comes. Competition is you are in a place with the same product from different companies, trying to service the same customers. How do you survive? So you must know who your competitions are. After identifying your target market, you must build an understanding of your competitive condition, the value equation. Can you do research at all times? Yes, research is a continuous process. As long as business is developing, is evolving, is growing, and like I said, marketing is dynamic, it's complex. And so for you to remain at the cutting edge of your business, you must keep a pace, with development, with changes. You must be abreast with the current happenings in the industry, the marketplace, so that you can adjust, re-strategize, and reposition your organization for better sales, better marketing. Selling skills. There are certain skills that we should acquire in trying to exchange our products and services with our customers. And these skills are what we want to look at briefly. What do customers care about? Customers care about themselves. They don't care who you are. They care about their wants, their needs, their desire being satisfied. They don't want to look at your face, how beautiful, how handsome you are. What do you have to offer? Can it meet their needs? Can it satisfy them? That's all they're interested in. And so you must place yourself in a position to satisfy them, knowing who they are. Oftentimes they say customers are king and they need to be treated as such. What do they buy? What do they buy? They buy value. They buy value. Customers buy value. If you don't have a value for product, forget it. No customer will look for you because there are 1,001 products with the value they're looking for. And so you should strive to create value for your customer, for your product. What should you know about your customers? Okay, we said that earlier on. Sales skills number one, you must be an effective communicator. You must be an effective communicator. Don't talk because you want to talk. Don't become a parrot in the marketplace. Talk with understanding, talk objectively. And a good communicator always have a feedback mechanism. If you are communicating, there's no, you are talking, there's no feedback from your customer. It's no communication. You should create a room or an avenue or a strategy whereby your customer can talk back to you and you have a win-win situation. Then ability to listen is sales key. As a matter of fact, you are supposed to listen more than you talk. You are supposed to listen more than you talk. Most times, marketers, they become talkatives that they lose the main thing. You know, they weary their customers, and before you know, they change loyalty, or they look for people that have substance in their communication. So let's try to listen more and talk less. And when we have occasion to talk, let's talk constructively and objectively. Then you ask questions, probably, and try to be a problem solver. Try to be a solver. Don't go and engage your customer in argument, in quarrel, in fight. At the end of the day, leave them dissolute. You must be a problem solver. Sales skill number two, we must be well organized. Every salesperson are organized people. They are articulated, they are smart and finishers in all they do. Well-mannered and cautious and naturally persuasive. You have to persuade your customer, to like your product, to like your company, and to buy. That is the ultimate goal of a sales skill person. Sales attitude. You must have a positive attitude at all times. There shouldn't be anything negative around you. Be positive as you are set out, to do your sales today. You are not taking a no for an answer. You're not taking a no for an answer from your customer. You must sell. You must have a target that you will meet today. And it does not matter the situation and circumstances. Everything will work to your favor that you sell maximally today. Then you also need to develop an attitude of persistency and determination. You must persist and be determined. Persistency is the attitude of not giving up easily. You are going to meet a brick wall most times. You are going to meet resistance, oppositions, stiff competitions, but persist, persist, be determined that you will not take a no for an answer and that you must win, you must succeed. And if that is your attitude, you surely succeed. Develop an attitude of superior quality. don't ever look down on yourself or your product or your company. Always have this attitude of superior quality, that you are the best, your product is the best, your company is the best at all times. You know, it's not about being boastful or bragging. You can do this with cautiousness, because being cautious and mannered in such a way that your customers will understand the angle, the perspective which you are coming from. The same attitude requires you always to maintain a pleasant personality. That's the summary of it all. Before you do anything else, try to sell yourself. Sell yourself. Let the people know that you have mastery of your product. You know your honors, and also you know your products. You know your products. Then you know the value equation. You know who your competitions are, and then know why your customers should buy from you instead of your competition. These are things that you settled. You don't carry placard for this one. It's something that comes from inside of you. And before you talk of embarking on sales, get in a position to sell. You're getting ready to sell your product. The question is, who are your customers? Who are they? Are they decision makers? Execute your plan consistently. If you can't, you won't do it. Hire it done. Okay? Consistency is very important. If you're not consistent, you'll not be taken for seriousness. And like I said, in the early part of our lecture, they are professionals. They are professionals, marketing firm consultants, that if you have challenge in handling some of these things, you can contract them out, and they'll do it for a fee. But be mindful of your cost, so that you don't incur much cost that will affect your income or your profit. Preparing for the sales call. Package yourself. Like I said, no negativity, be positive. Research your clients, who are your clients, and then be on time and be observant. These are attributes of the salesperson. Then sales presentation. Time and again in marketing, we do sales presentation, and it's like an atmosphere where you bring your client, your customers together, and pass on some vital information about your product or your company to your target customer or market. And the look of the presentation can be the approach you present, objections, negotiation, and close. These are like the contents of your sales promotion. Then prepare for the call, sales call. Okay, sorry. The body of the presentation. Use all senses possible. Beware of clues, body languages, questions, etc. as you do your presentation. Make it logical and end by feeling the need. Sell benefits, not features. So, in the course of your presentation, these are the features of the body of the presentation. Objections are questions that might likely come to you from your clients, your customers, and we encourage you to make them your best friend. Don't be put off to act erratic when some questions are being asked. Just look at it as an opportunity for you to further sell your product, sell your business, sell yourself. So Objections are the client telling you how to sell them, and restate the objection, answer in terms of your product benefits, and move on. Negotiation. So this is your bargaining skill. End body of presentation with trial close. If you get a yes, stop selling and start writing order. If you get a no, then you ask why not and get that cleared up. Answer objection, negotiate, and try close again. So all of this is to ensure that ultimately you get the customer to buy your product. Don't take a no for an answer. That's not why you're out there. You're out with an attitude that you must succeed, you must sell. So if there are objections, if you're able to clear the answers, renegotiate and try close, do a trial close again. To close your presentation, you can go for either would you like delivery on Friday or next Monday, put an option, make it flexible, and then is that the only thing that is stopping you from buying, assuming there's an objection, you can try to clear off any objection why they are not filing an order immediately, and always ask for order. Just ask for order. At the end of the day, it does not matter the argument, the position of the client, you are to be persuasive. Persuasiveness requires that ultimately you file it for an order, or you ask for an order, or you sell, or you win over your customer to your side. Here are some important tips in marketing. One, you must listen more than you talk. I mentioned this earlier. Never talk over your customer. Never talk over your client. Listen to what he has to say. Be cautious, be polite, be cautious, be mannered. Then control the flow. Don't allow the client to overpower you in the discussion. Don't be argument. Don't allow for argumentative discussion. There's no doubt that you need to clear some ground, some air, but then try to control the flow so it do not generate to something else. And always be on control, be on top of every discussion. Be the one that is, managing and leading and guiding the discussion. Don't allow the customer to hijack, the discussion. Always ask for the order. If you do nothing else, ask for the order. Also ask for reference. If peradventure they are satisfied, with the discussion, with your products, you can ask them to refer you to other customers that are close by. Customer service. Remember, this is one of the marketing process we talked about earlier on, how to handle customer service. As a matter of fact, customer service now is very key in most organizations because there are so many customer service relationship issues that have cropped up in the recent time. And so, where you are not able to meet your customer face to face and it's through phone call, please respond to all calls appropriately in a very polite and courteous manner. No voice menus. No lengthy hold. Don't put your customer on hold for too long. Resolve all problems now. There's no procrastination, because if you try to procrastinate, you leave them with no option but to look for an alternative or substitute to your products. Honor your time frames. If you have given time for any discussion, any appointment, try to honor it. If peradventure there are issues where you will not be able to honor it, reschedule the meeting, reschedule the timing of your meeting. Complaints are your friends. Make complaints your friends. Don't get upset when customers are complaining. The opportunity for you to look inward and see what is not done right to be done rightly. You get to show how good you really are when you make complaints your friend. How to handle complaints. Don't argue with your customers. They are your king, they're your friends. Treat them with all royalty deserved. They are the reason why you're in business, you're in the marketplace. Apologize even if you are not wrong. We used to be taught those magic words in those days. I'm sorry, pardon me, forgive me, sorry, and all of that. Please, those are words that are pleasing to the hearing of your customers, and they need to hear you. Then restate the problem, restate, emphasize the problem, and solve them. Be a problem solver. Give time frame to resolution. If it's a problem that cannot be resolved instantly, then give a time frame and honor that time frame. Work towards it. Be sure that your words are your bound. You know, if you can't meet time, call and extend the time. Let them know you care and that you are involved. There are three most mistakes salesmen make. Number one, not listen to the buyer. You talk and talk and talk and not listen to the buyer. There's no feedback mechanism. It's a very big mistake. And also not asking for order. I can't imagine a salesperson, going out and speaking all the grammar he knows in the world about the product and the company and not place an order. Then you have not done anything. And then lastly, they forget to sell to existing customers. There's this craze of chasing after new customers, this new prospective customers, that you abandon the existing ones. If that happens, you might lose your market share of the existing customers. Don't forget, you started with them, they made you. So if you are trying to expand your market share and you abandon the existing one, you are making a very big mistake. Carrying all of them along, servicing them, supplying them adequately, will rather make you have a bigger market share. And so all of this, we can now apply our marketing plan. Marketing plan is all that we have discussed. There will be a quiz after now to test all that we have discussed and see how we can put them in a workbook exercise or a quiz. It's a long journey to this time. I hope we have been able to do justice to the discussion, how you can effectively do marketing and sales in the marketplace. Like I said, marketing is all the activities that you are involved in to put your products and services in the hand of your customers, potential customers. Sales is the actual exchange of the goods or product and services with your customers for a fee, for a compensation. And all that we have talked about up to this point is to make sure that you don't go and do things the same way you've been doing it, always been done. Now that you know, you do it with an understanding, with a new look, a new dimension, so that your business can flourish and prosper. Thank you very much for listening. We appreciate your audience. And at this point, we want to receive comments, inputs, questions. If you have some peculiar experience along the line of our discussion that you want to share with us, we can learn from one another at this point. If you have a particular examples you need to give, want to share with us, somebody in this class will surely benefit, from your own experience. So that's the time we have now. before we do it. Yes, so the floor is open. Mr. Ruben Tohen.
Yes, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So how did it go?
Oh, it was quite illuminating.
I hope
It's
I didn't
quite-
talk, and you're sleeping.
No, you really educated us. You know,
Oh,
I think
okay.
it's a practical thing.
Very good. So what is your business? What do you do? Are you startup or your existing business?
No, I'm existing business. I've been doing it for 5 years. I'm a
Mm.
veterinary doctor. Yes, I render services and I also provide products.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, you are based in Abuja?
Yes, I'm based in Abuja, in Gogolada.
Gwagwalada?
Yes, sir.
Wow, where in Gwagwalada?
Um, along on your way to market, that is Divisional Police Headquarters.
Okay, you are in the veterinary government office?
No, it's a private, Extensive Veterinary Services. You will see just before you get to the police station by the left. And see Extensive Veterinary
I went from
Services.
St. Mary before the Divisional Police is by your left.
Yes, by the left. And,
Okay. I'll place you. I live in Gwagwalada too, and I have a dog I will bring for
all right, sir.
your service.
I was going to see you.
All
And I will
right.
apply all that you taught me.
Yes, please do. So I'll come and check you to see how you apply them.
Yeah.
And then also need your service too.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. So, Namsa, I can see you. Beatrice, how are you? Hello, Namsa, Beatrice. How are you? How did it go?
Okay. It went well, sir.
Okay, so can we have
Yes,
your
sir.
comment, your inputs, your question?
No, I don't have a question for now, sir. Everything went well. And thank you. It was really extensive.
Okay.
And the material too will be useful, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You're welcome.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, Ese, can we hear you? Ese. No, so? No, Eze, right?
Yes, correct. No, so
Eze, yes, and then also, yes.
yes, thank you very much.
Yes,
The lecture
thank you.
was intensive, but very normal. At least I've learned a lot for today's lectures. Just waiting for the quiz.
Okay. So, what do you do? Do you have are you starting up or you have a business, existing business?
I have an existing business, but the reason why I enrolled for this program is starting up a new business, a different program, a new business entirely.
Okay. So you will do effective marketing and sales as you start that new project, right?
Of course, the old one, that's what I do because I'm into importation garments, fashion wears.
Oh,
More
wow.
So, but right now, I intend going to agriculture.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Which part of agriculture? Poultry?
Farming, to be precise, because we used to have a palm plantation about 4 or 5 hectares that has been abandoned for a long time, you know.
Okay.
So I just have interest in just revitalizing it and putting it back to use.
That's right. That's a good one.
Thank you very much, sir.
You're welcome. So, what are the other candidates, other participants? Can we hear you? Elegbeleye. Are you there? I hope I'm not murdering that name. Are you online? Celeste. Funke Akintude. Funke, are you online? Funke, Anthony Adewosi. Yes. Good afternoon, my friend. Can you hear me? Yes, let's have general questions and comments from the discussion so far as we prepare for our quiz.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, Emmanuel Okonkwo.
Yeah, I really enjoyed today's session.
Thank you.
At least based on this, we'll be able to add to our little knowledge and improve on whatever mistakes we've done in the past.
That's right.
Honestly, it's very, very educating.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I appreciate being in this group, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We appreciate you too.
Sir. But sir, I have a question.
Okay.
For instance, you have your target audience and you negotiated a contract, and in the course of the negotiation, the price did not really go well. At the end of the contract, you observe that it's like the money was not really charged well. So now in that case, what would be the best thing to do going forward?
Yes, depending on the organization or your client, okay?
Yes,
It's what we call variation. Variation. You can apply for variation. Are you getting me?
yes, sir.
So if the company is an organized organization, an organized client, you can apply for variation and the price can be reviewed in the face of the current information in the market. Okay. But where, there's opportunity for variation and going ahead will not be profitable to you, you can back out because you are not in business to lose. And there will always be another customer, another client. And that's why from the onset, it's good to be careful, articulate, and smart so that you do the needful at the beginning so I don't have a need to go through all of this stress. But where it happened, you need to ask for variation. But if you cannot obtain variation, then you may cancel the transaction or the contract because you won't be happy to lose at the end of the day. I don't know if I'm able to make a point.
Yes, sir. You've solved the problem, sir.
All right. Thank you very much.
Sir.
Thank you. Yes. Do we have more questions? More contribution? Can we have examples of, your experience, rather, in your company concerning the things that we have discussed? Want to share with us so we can learn from you too? Sulented. Are you online?
Yes, sir. Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay. So, what do you do? Are you startup or existing?
I would say partially a startup. Actually, I was stuck in Nigeria due to the corona issue, and then I decided to go to business. I play football anyway as my profession.
You left what?
I would say partially startup because I had a business who a friend was running, for me or my partner. So I started to get myself involved in it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how is it going?
Yeah, it's going fine. I'm really enjoying the class and everything. I'm learning a lot. Anyway, I'm not really the type who does business, but from the lectures and the previous one we've been getting, I'm really finding it interesting, and I think I'm really learning a lot, and I'm able to impact and have idea on how business should be run and should be handled.
All right. Thank you very much. The target of the government is to encourage small-scale businesses. You know, they want the economy to be driven by small-scale businesses, the entrepreneur, the SMEs. And so everybody is going back to having something to do for a living, self-sustenance, something for yourself, not depending on the government's white-collar job, as it were. So I encourage you to begin to like business, like whatever you are doing now, and develop and grow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes. I've been seeing a Leye. He has not spoken today. Can we have your view, your perspective of the lecture today? Leye. Sorry? Okay, it's not online. Okay. It's all right. So can we get ready for the quiz? There'll be a quiz. Are we ready?
Yes,
Hello?
sir.
You are ready to take your quiz?
Yes, sir.
Okay, it's been posted. So can we attempt?
Okay, sir.
Yes, let's attempt. Then the next lecture comes up 12:30. Remain online as you attempt the quiz, and then we'll wait for the next class that takes up by 12:30. Thank you. Thank you. I wish you all the best. Bye-bye.